Next question is says, name one thing you are proud to have accomplished. Who wants to start it?
One proud thing.
Um, accomplished.
Real quick, I guess I'll start. For me, my job. I don't know if you guys remember. It took like it takes a long time to apply for it, and then once you get into it, it's not like, oh, you have the job. It's you have to go through like 6 months of training, and then you still have 1 year probation. And I think I was so relieved when I was able to just basically finish the training and finish that 1 year probation, because it's stressful, it's hard, and it's just like every day. I like legit. Whenever I would wait, I would have nightmares, and I would be like freaking out. I would be sleeping, and I'll be like thinking about the job, thinking about like a 911 call, and thinking about like, oh, I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just had a nightmare about my job. And then I was just like, some days I would be frustrated, some days I was just like, oh, I have to go. Other days I would be getting out so like mentally drained and just fatigued. And once I was done with the training, once I was done through that year, I was like, I did it, but even then it still didn't end. It was like kind of like I was less stressful every day. I was kind of like, okay, this is getting a little bit, you get used to it basically. And now I can say I'm in a place where I love my job. I love what I do. I love the companionship or my coworkers, and I love it, and I can do it forever. But at the same time, I'm like, like I worked my butt off for that, like it was so much, but I am so grateful that I accomplished and I got through that. And thank the Lord for all his help and stuff, and for a lot of people too around me, my family and my friends, who helped me get into the job, go through that time. And then now I'm just like, enjoying the fruit of the labor that I put into it.
Yeah,
That's good.
I'll say for mine, I haven't gotten my license yet, so I'm, that's literally the very next step. But becoming an X-ray tech, just going through all the schooling, it took a little longer than it was supposed to because of COVID, and procedures weren't coming in and stuff like that. But ultimately, all the nights that I couldn't hang out with my friends and all the vacations I couldn't go on, it ended up, ultimately paying off. So,
Right.
becoming, in my field of radiology, becoming an X-ray tech.
I'm like kind of stumped because I'm thinking of like what like we've accomplished like as a couple, and like I'm trying to think like, oh, what we've accomplished. But I think me personally right now where I'm at, I'm proud that I'm still strong in my faith.
Amen.
I think this year, like I've mentioned it in my podcast, losing my dad, marriage in general. I mean, not that our marriage is not good or anything, but marriage is work. It's hard work. You gotta work with one another, and that takes faith, and that takes courage, and then you also have to deal with your own personal things, your own personal struggles, And throughout this entire year, like I feel like my faith was tested. Like it wasn't my mom's faith, it wasn't even my husband's faith, it was my faith. It was my own decision to wake up every morning and like, I'm going to read, I'm going to pray, I'm going to fast this day, I'm going to seek God. And so the fact that after 2 years of being married, I've been solidifying my relationship with God more and more on my own, I'm really proud of that.
Amen.
Because that gives me faith that as a mother someday I'm going to be what I saw in my mom. Like she was just so firm, and whatever came in her life, like she knew what she believed in. And so, yeah, just staying firm in my faith.
That's
Oh
awesome.
my gosh, guys. Oh, it's so beautiful.
What about you, babe?
It's gonna sound weird, but I think the way I approach everything, because there's a lot of different projects that I could easily name. One of the biggest things that in my life is obviously my marriage, but also everything that I normally go into, I have a tendency of going 110%. and sometimes even more. And even with the podcast itself, just the progress of it all, and my business with Copper Rose Plumbing, and everything at work as well. Like there's multiple spots where I've accomplished a lot of things, and it makes me feel good, but it also makes me understand that's not where I'm supposed to end at. So it pushes me to accomplish more in other areas. So it like feeds off of each other to aid a different section. So I think it would be
Your mindset.
the biggest one,
Yeah.
my relationship with you, my marriage, but that feeding off into other projects and other things that I have going on. So
That driving mindset.
consistently moving forward.
Yeah.
Like today, what the preaching was, little by little.
Yeah.
What he always says this, which is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And if you carry that mindset with your marriage or with your job or your future, it's like it's that much easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
your next question or mine?
it's